All right, I'm gonna do a daily recap real quick. Let's go over really what I covered here. SPX, I start off with the calls out the gate, but I took a small position because we're up at lofty levels, right? And it needs to hold 30.15. Man, as soon as it cracked that 30.15, I got the puts. This was a nice ride down on the puts. So taking this up here on the high side, I didn't have to. I only had a couple of contracts. I was looking to add to a winner if it worked, and then the puts, I'm getting full size because this thing's looking good, right? And I got a nice tight stop. So it's a completely different trade. So I didn't even have to realize the loss on the calls, right? I just took the puts all the way down to my target was 3,003. We started seeing signs of reversal, and I got all out of the puts. I added to my calls down here. I added to my calls on this, and I was able to get the the other strike calls here on the on this area here and took this thing back up. Nice trade. I didn't get short anymore up here. I didn't get short anymore. I just took these off up there and that's it. I was done with it. So it turned out to be pretty good trade on this all the way around. I never had to realize a loss from the calls because I sized accordingly. I sized this thing. So when I got in these 30-20s up here, they were pricey, but I only had a couple contracts, right? So I mean, these things can go to zero and it doesn't stress me out. So I only have a couple of contracts. So I'm up here, with a couple of contracts. We get down here and I can get 18, $400 gain, and it happened in 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes, okay? This thing does this every day, but you need to widen that stop a little bit. If you're taking on a 50-cent stop, you're taking on too much risk. So I got short, I caught this, caught some profits, got my ads, and then I just worked this thing all the way down to 290. So I got everything, I got my loss back and then some. It was a really nice trade. This right here, I got completely out of the puts. I had, I don't even think I kept the other strike. No, I did. I kept the other strike, but I got down to, I sold 80% of the other strike here. And I got down completely, the one strike completely out, 80% of the other strike of the puts here on Tesla. Why? Because we were here, right? We hit my target, my low end target for the day on SPX. This was my dip buy number. And so I flipped long on everything on SPX. It's the same thing. I did the same thing on these. The only difference is Netflix, I took all my profits and I added again on Netflix because of my thesis on Netflix. I'm still short. I'm staying short Netflix. That's not going to change all the way. I'm swinging it. I got swing position on Tesla on Netflix all the way to November 8th. So I've got next week's strikes, this week's strikes, next week, and the next week's strikes on this on Netflix. So this washed into 269. I was able to take profits here because of where SPX was. Everything, all the puts, out. And I was able to add back here on this one again. I was able to take profits again. And so I was able to lock in profits twice on Netflix today, but I still have my core position for, the following weeks. And 250 is my target if we can get there. I mean, if Netflix can't, if the market breaks up, this thing might, but I'm good to short this all the way to 290 and I'm taking my profits and I'm using about 80% of them, weekly to roll into the next ones, to the next ones, to the next ones. And I'm just going to keep taking this thing all the way back down to 250, or if it breaks out over 290, it's done. But until then, 272, 274, and 280. Those are my entries. Sorry, the 282 area, right? That's it. So right in that range, the 272, 280 to 282 area in there, and then 290 and anything over 290, the whole swing is broken. So that's where I'm at on this. I'll pull up the daily real quick. So just talking about, I'll show you. I think I already covered this. All right, so this move here, I mean, we're under the 20. We broke down. It keeps, it's trying to get back up. 275 is the 20. I'm just going to keep getting short, taking profits, getting short, taking profits. We're just building another flag for some more downside. We've got this 280 in here. I definitely, this is another add spot for me here. And then all the way up to 290. I mean, that's just the bottom line right here. We get up around this breakup candle right here. We start closing that gap. I'm not going to I'll be done there. So this right here, I'm going to keep working it. All these profits I'm taking, and I'm adding to different strikes here, and I'm adding to different strikes here. I did turn around and get calls, get long on this on the way back up, made some money on the way back up, and that actually paid for the freaking, so between my puts and everything, I have one strike RTZ Tesla that I'm still in, and they're completely paid for. The calls paid for them, and I got some decent size, and they're paid for. So I'm in a really good spot on these. These are paid for. These are paid for. I'm short both of them. I'm still short SPX. I have November 15th on that. I'm building into that position, 30.15. I'm building in 30.25, all-time highs area. So I'm building into those positions. If we break out, I'm going to build all the way up into 30.41. So that's going to be a major reject. So, but I'm using my profits to pay for that. So as I go, I'm still gaining money, taking my profits and building into these swing positions. And if it works, I'm going to have some really large size on the way down. When was the last time you saw me do this? Last time you saw me do this was in August, around 2,900 to 2990. SPY was at 293, and I said if we get a daily close over 2,990, you remember that? And all those of you that are with me, if you weren't, you can go look back and look at my Twitter, look at my videos. You know, right around that time, I did the same thing all week long. I took my profits and I built into positions. Trump came out and destroyed everything and made a ton of money, right? I had the single biggest day of my career on that. So I'm doing the same thing. I like it. We're at lofty highs. This market, the odds of it breaking highs are slim to none. Earnings might get us there. When earnings are over, if we haven't broke highs, this thing's going to fall apart. If we do break all-time highs, you know, I've got my calculated area where this thing's going to hit, and it's going to fall apart hard after that. And so I got a plan. I'm going to trade it accordingly. And that's about it. This was kind of a long one. See you guys tomorrow.